Hello everyone, welcome to AI Anytime channel. In this video, we are going to explore Phi-3, a new, should we call it a small language model or large language model? Let's call it a small language model because that's what they have been saying. It's a new language model by Microsoft Phi-3, and they released yesterday. Just I'm creating this video and they released yesterday, and they say that we can run this on a smartphone. So it's a 3.8 billion parameters trained on 3.3 trillion tokens. I'm talking about Phi-3 mini model. They have medium small as well. We're going to talk about that in a bit, and we'll talk a few things. We'll try it out, explore programmatically, non-programmatically, OLAMA, transformers, blah blah blah. We'll talk about it. But let me phrase it again. One more LLM, guys. you know, uh, I think I think we should now start thinking of solving problems in a better way. Should we just creating large language models, on trillions of tokens, Mistral, Llama, Alpacas, Wizard Coder, Star Coder, Octo, Grok, n number of LLMs. Every week we are seeing on a new large language model with a not much performance improvements, to be honest. And I'll tell you why I'm not a big fan of these evaluation benchmarks, the older benchmark that we have. Most of the benchmarks are obsolete. Let me tell you honestly. Now if I am uh, in school, and if you ask me to learn the same book for 2 or 3 continuous years, I will master that anyway, right? But just imagine if you take these LLMs and just evaluating on the same existing and old benchmark, they will always, in the training steps, while they are training these LLMs, they will always, overfit these LLMs in the training step. They will ask the model to learn it more and more on these patterns so they performs better on evaluation benchmark. That's what Microsoft did with Phi-2, by the way. Phi-2 benchmarks were hoax. Phi-2 was one of the worst model I have ever seen in my life. Trust me. I'm telling you, Phi-2. We're gonna test Phi-3 now, and we'll see if it's up to the hype. Okay, if it makes sense. Uh, I think in my areas of interest, knowledge graph, I do a lot of interest in that area, and I think we should spend more time on see how to you know uh, stitch these trillions of tokens to generate insights in a better way, and then go on building uh, LLMs from these graphs derived insights, because they are deterministic. And on the other hand, we have auto regression based language models. That's what Jan LeCun also says. So I think we have to be very clear where we are heading. By the way, that's not my probably problem at this moment. I'm doing what I have to do, but you have to do what you have to do. So if you look at here on my screen, I am going through the research paper. I have done a bit of study, to be honest, and few things performed. Phi-3 has performed really well on MMLU and other benchmarks. They have Phi-3 Mini have achieved 69% on MMLU and 8.38 on MT bench. Okay, these are the top evaluation benchmarks that we are talking. There are other, as you can see the report. It has performed well, in comparison with Mixtral 8X7B and GPT 3.5 Turbo, our GPT 3.5 base model, whatever. Okay. Now they have a small and medium as well, where they have reached up to 78% on MMLU. That's fantastic. I don't believe that, but that's what their research paper is saying. 78% on MMLU and 8.9 on MT bench. That's fantastic. When you hear this out. Now, uh, Microsoft has always focused. So I was one of the first YouTubers who created Phi 1.5 video. It's very early last year, I believe, 1 year back, if I'm not wrong, where Microsoft always say this word, and hear me out when I'm saying it. Better data models, data quality, and data models. So the way they create the schema, data schema for training the LLMs, the quality of data, which is a combination of web-based data which is available on Wikipedia, Reddit, wherever, PubMed QA or Squad or whatever data source that they have taken, and then also focus on hand-picked synthetic data. So they generate synthetic data, they again filter it out, pre-process, deduplications, PII, blah 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 blah. So it's a quality of web-based data and synthetic data, and that's they call it better data quality, better data modeling that they have done before training it. And I think that's fantastic. That's credit goes to Microsoft for at least focusing on better data quality, because garbage in, garbage out. That's what we all have heard, right? Now, the thing about it is that it has a custom tokenizer. So they have created a custom tokenizer. They're not relying on, and that makes sense, they're probably not relying on the existing tokenizer for training this. So I'm telling you a few high level things, then we go into testing and see how we can test it programmatically and non programmatically. Custom tokenizer that they have taken, and they have trained using a mixture of b float 16 precision. So we have half precision, we have full precision, and this is a mixture of B float 16, BF16 precision. That's the two things that they have focused. They also have focused on long rope technique, to extend context length, because you will heard about 128K context length in Phi-3 Mini. That's amazing, 128K context length in a 3.8 billion parameters model. And how did they do it? They do it through long rope technique. You would have heard about different rope attention or rope techniques that you would have heard about it, right? They are focused on long rope. So keep in mind three things. If you read the technical paper, you will understand more. So custom tokenizer, mixture of BF16 precision, and a long rope technique for a larger context length. So people ask you that, hey, why 128K context length? And then you should tell them that, okay, 128K context length because of long rope technique. Now, what is long rope technique? You have to watch my two previous videos. One is crash course of fine tuning LLMs, where I have covered each and everything in detail, each and every terminologies. And then you should also watch the other videos. I will give the link in description, which is training arguments, hyperparameters, and how do you understand these algorithms. So I've covered each and everything theoretically. Now, Phi-3 small and medium has multilingual support. The small and medium one. I'm looking at my notes, guys, because too much of two, I missed some points. And they have, and they have also aligned the model later on. So see, when you come up with a large language model and you make it open source, there are mostly two things that you have to do it. One is do a pre-training to get a base model. So you have GBs of data, then you do a pre-training steps, you get a base model. Once you have the base model, that might not be sufficient, then you start fine tuning it for the downstream tasks. So downstream task means you have to do better alignment. If you are building a chat model, then you have to fine tune the base model, the pre-trained model on an instruction data set like Open Assistant, Guanaco, or anything else, right? So pre-training and fine tuning to get a model which is aligned properly, safety consideration have been made, ethical considerations have been made, and blah blah blah, right? That's how you do it basically. Now, they have performed good on MMLU, Trival QA, not Trival, Trivia QA. Sorry, that's a evaluation data sets. And what else? And they say that you can deploy it on a smartphone because you have ONNX model available as well, ONNX. So you can run it in a runtime on a compute limited or on device things like Android, iOS, and things like that. Probably not iOS, you have to check that. These are the few theoretical thing, and you can get that in technical report. I'll give the link in description. Now let's look into and see how we can try it out. So if you want to try out Phi-3 Mini, there are different ways you can do it programmatically. If you are a programmer who writes code and who wants to get their hands dirty, I will show you that as well. But if you are a non-programmer, if you don't program, or if you are a techie but who are not working in the field of AI and don't want to set this thing up, how can you quickly try it out? So you have to go to Hugging Chat. Hugging Chat has integration. Hugging Chat has been built by Hugging Face, by the way. It's like you can try it out. You can baseline some use cases, some questions on some different models. Once you come on Hugging Chat, you can see this gear icon over here. Once you click on the gear icon, you will find out different LLMs which have been listed. These are all top LLMs, open source LLM. They only deal with open source. Yesterday they came up with Phi-3 Mini 4K instruct. So we're going to only look at 4K instruct. Let's activate this. Once you activate this model is now active. Let's close this out. You can put some system prompt if you want to put it. I'm just keeping it as default as possible. And now I'm going to ask some questions. So let me ask the first question. Write 5 words in English where each word it starts with the letter E and each and ends with the letter N. I'm asking this question. Once I ask this question, you can see it has given me a completely wrong answer. Okay, so enhance, element, environment, endure, embellish. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this because this will help me later on. Now I've asked this question. I'm gonna ask one more question. How to, and I'm going to check a bit of how responsible this LLM is behaving, how responsibly this LLM is behaving rather. Now I'm going to ask how to form how to form sulfuric acid to take to my classroom. Now I'm going to ask this question. It says, I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. However, I can provide it because I was just checking it because it has to behave because they have said they have safety and ethical considerations. So I'm just trying to see that. And you can see it says sulfuric acid is highly corrosive, so it has given you this is the right response. So I like this response. Okay, let me ask the question. Write a fast API function to call a weather API. You can see it's fantastic. You know, it gives you request. I think that is right. Base your get weather async. We're not using async. That is fine. Uh, Let me read this app weather. So you can see this is also a right response. So the first one was probably not asking the right question, but if the models would understand, if you ask same to GPT-4, it understands that. So I'm not comparing, of course, Phi-3 with GPT-4 has no comparison. But yeah, so this is how you can try it in non-programmatically. If you don't want to set up anything, you can just try it out here with this. Now I'm gonna go and show you. This is the Hugging Face repository, and we are looking at Phi-3 Mini 128K instruct. You can see this is where you can find out different version of Phi. If you go to Microsoft here, and you can find out all their recent models. You can see Phi-3 Mini 4K, Phi-3 Mini 4K instruct Onyx, Phi-3 Mini 128K instruct, Phi-3 Mini 120K instruct, and they have GGUF as well. So GGUF you can run it, and I will create a video on that. So GGUF you can run it in in your smartphone or anywhere you want to do that. It's because it basically it works on CPU as well through Llama CPP, C transformers, or anything else. Now I'm going to show you how you can do it again low code, no code programmatically. So I'm going to open my terminal here. Okay, let me open my terminal and I'm going to do this through Ollama. So Ollama is a no code tool that basically helps you run or inference large language models on a compute limited devices. Like, so for example, if you want to run it on CPU, you can use Ollama. It's just like Llama CPP or C transformers or Cobol, but they have a bit more uh, user interface friendly, where you can also use chat Ollama and stuff, where you can also spin up that. But let me show you. So what you have to do, you have to come to this website if you don't have Ollama, which is ollama.com, and you have to click on download button. It will download an exe file for Windows, and you can if you are on Linux, you can just run some command to do that. Now once you double click install it in your window machine, you have to open a terminal and you have to you have to write this Ollama run Phi-3. I already have Ollama in my system, so I'm not going to run that. Once you run Ollama run Phi-3 for the first time, it will first say pulling manifest. It will download the model weights, and it will take few minutes depending on your internet bandwidth. It will download up to 3 GB of files, and once that is done, you can just say Ollama. You can see I have already run it, Ollama run Phi-3. Once you do that, it will first check if the model exists. If the model exists, it will ask send a message. So now I'm going to ask what tell me about AGI. Okay, I'm going to ask this question. You can see it says it understands that AGI is an artificial general intelligence. Everybody is chasing AGI, guys. And if you look at here, it says AGI refers to a type of advanced AI that has the ability to understand, learn, blah, blah, blah. It gives you a very verbose answer. You can keep on asking questions like what is 2 plus 2? and burn the tokens, because here we are not burning, but if you have a GPU compute, then you are burning the GPU as well, right? Now you can see it says summer 4 and whatnot. So this is how you can run it on OLlama. Now you can also use OLlama in LangChain. So LangChain has an OLlama integration. Let me just do a Control Z to do that. Now you can just do OLlama LangChain, and you can just run this command. You can see this is how you can do it through an API. So if first make sure that your OLlama is running in terminal, it runs on port 11434, and then you can also use this piece of code to run OLlama through LangChain in a Colab notebook or in a Python application. I have covered that in my previous videos, guys. You can find out in RAG playlist. I'm not going to cover this. Now let's try it out through transformers. So you can try it out through transformers. You can see what I have done. You need HF token. So I have my HF token done. You need transformers and accelerate, so you can see I have installed those, and now I'm going to bring up that. So let me just do what are we going to do here. So I'm going to say from transformers import, and if you are importing, make sure you are using auto model for causal LM. The reason we use causal LM because it's a text generation thing, and if you want to do mass language modeling, then you have to use that, and I'm going to use auto tokenizer. This is done. Let's get the tokenizer first. So I'm going to do tokenizer equals auto tokenizer dot from pre-trained. So let's get that done. You can see I'm getting, I'm not going to get Dilo GPT by Microsoft, which is a chatbot model. I'm going to have this thingy here, which is 28K instruct model, which is has been fine-tuned or aligned for chatbots. You can see Microsoft thingy. I'm going to get the tokenizer first. Oh, okay. Oh, I think I have to set HF token probably in secret manager. Let's try it out. We'll see that. And then I'm going to have model equals auto model from, yeah, I'll just remove this thingy from here. And then I'm going to write Microsoft Phi-3 mini 128K. And then we have torch D type. Torch D type, let's keep it auto. We already on CUDA. So let's keep torch D type auto, and trust remote code true, device map. We'll keep device map CUDA because I'm on L4. So device map CUDA. I think this will throw me an error, but let's try it out. Oh, name auto. Auto is should be under double quotes. Now this will take a bit of time, guys. Then I'm gonna write the next piece of code, which is import torch, and I'm gonna keep writing the code. Now after torch, I'm gonna write a chat prompt thingy, which is a list, then pass a dictionary, and then here you write a role system. I'll write user, and then content. Let's ask a question. So I'm gonna ask, uh, tell me about quantum machine learning, a great area of research, guys. If some of you wants to do a research in some area, you can focus quantum machine learning to do that. Now chat is good. I'm going to write prompt here, so let me just do the prompt thingy. So prompt equal tokenizer. I'm going to use apply chat template. I recommend using apply chat template if you are dealing with open source LLM through transformers. Tokenizer dot apply underscore chat underscore template. Whew. Template, and then I'm going to pass my chat, my tokenizer, and then add generation, not tokenizer, it should be tokenize equals false, yes. And then I'm going to have add generation prompt true. Add generation, these are all params. Add generation prompt, why don't it show me? Add generation prompt. I'm going to make this true. Add generation prompt. Tokenizer, why did it say tokenizer? Oh, don't I have tokenizer over here? Why did it? Let's try it out. Import touch, chat. I don't know why it's that giving me that warning, but this is fine, guys. Now I'm gonna have token IDs. I'm gonna create token and then I'm gonna encode. So we have to encode. So let's encode tokenizer dot encode. And encode we're gonna have to pass prompt, add special tokens, false return tensor PT. This is fine. And once you have the token IDs, let me just print token IDs and show you. You will get the IDs of the tokens. You can see it over here. Now uh, we're gonna use no gradient. So with torch dot no grad, and then we're gonna try output IDs. We're gonna get output IDs equals model dot generate. We're gonna use model dot generate, and here we're gonna write token dot IDS dot two, and then you have to bind this with device. This is right. Model dot model dot device. This is fine. And token ID is model dot device. Then I'm gonna have do sample underscore true. Excuse me, do sample equals true, and temperature equals, let's keep some temperature. I'm going to keep 0.7 a high, and then max new tokens. Let's keep it 520 something, a bit small, so it will not take a lot of time. And then once you have that, you have to decode that as well. So you have to decode once first you encode and then you decode, guys. So I'm going to decode this. So let me just write the code. So I'm going to have an output tokenizer dot decode, and then you pass output IDs dot to list, and in to list you pass, this is right, and then you pass token IDs dot size, and this is right, and then you just say skip special token. After that you're going to write yes, this should do. And if you print output, you can see the output. It says quantum machine learning. Let me show you here in a Word file. Probably you will understand better the output. I create a black new, and I'm just gonna paste. Oh wow, it has given you a very lengthy response. You can see, let me just make this a bit small. So it's working fine. You can see this is how you can inference. Now you can build RAG here, guys. With this, we're gonna build a RAG. You can see this is how we are getting. Uh, It says quantum machine learning is an interdisciplinary area at the confluence of quantum physics and machine learning. It explores how quantum computing, blah, blah, blah. It gives you some of the key areas where QML has the potential to make an impact include, and it gives you the response. Now, this is how you can inference it. I will give you the notebook. This is how you can load the Phi-3 model on an L4 GPU through transformers. I shown you OLAMA as well. So OLAMA and transformers are the two ways right now where you can do it programmatically. And of course olama, and both of these can be orchestrated by langchain, llama index, or whatever. And if you want to baseline or try it out quickly on some questions, you should do that on where did it go? Okay, you can do that here on Hugging Chat. Okay, so this is what it is, guys. And if you have any question, thoughts, feedbacks, let me know in the comment box, and let me know your findings with Phi-3, guys. Do you believe that Phi-3 again has done some black magic? One of my uh, community member from the peer said that they have done some black magic on MMLU. I don't know about that. Probably that might be true. Probably they also have surpassed the benchmark. I'm not a huge fan of evaluation benchmarks, guys, to be honest. But let me know your findings, what you are building with Phi-3 in the comment box. If you have any thoughts, feedbacks, you can also reach out to me through my social media channels. Find those information on channel banner and channel about us. If you like the content I'm creating, please hit the like icon. And if you haven't subscribed the channel yet, please do subscribe the channel, guys. That motivates me to create more such videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.